first, our definition of a circle. So we filled in the blanks for this a few times on various notes, but our definition of a circle is a set of points equidistant from the given point, the center. So remember, the center is where our circle gets its name from. Whatever that point in the center is named is the name of our circle as well. All the points that are equidistant from that center, or are a radius away, are going to make up the actual points of the circle. So this definition sounds kind of like the distance formula. We know the distance formula is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. If I wanted to get rid of the square root over my distance formula, what would we do? Square it, right. The opposite of a square root is to square something. But if I square one side of the equation, I have to square the other side as well, right? So that's exactly what you would end up with here. D squared equals the exact same formula, just without the square root over the top. And that's pretty much exactly what our formula or equation is for a circle. It's your x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals your r squared, okay? So h and k are going to be the points at the center of your circle, okay? So whatever those coordinate points are, that's what you'll plug in right here in the equation for h and k. And then r represents our radius. So if they tell you how long this line segment is here, if it was 3, you'd plug that in here, 3, right? And you would actually square it. 3 squared would give us 9, okay? So it says where r equals the radius, hk is the center, and xy represents all the coordinate points of the circle, we are going to fill in the information for these circles over here to the side. All right, so we're going to start with circle A. Just to the side. So first it says circle A. So circle A, this one over here, it says that they want us to fill in where the center of that circle is. So the center is the point A. So where is point A located? What's its coordinates? 16 and 10. Okay. All right. And then it asks what the radius is. So you would just count how many it is from the center to the edge. So that goes all the way from 16 to, what was this? 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. So from 16 to 26 means we have a radius of, yes, 10. And then we're just going to fill in the information for the equation. So remember, the equation is x minus h. And remember, this is h and k. So I'm going to have x minus what? 16 squared plus y minus k, which for us will be y minus 10, equals r squared. Well, our r is 10, so what's 10 squared? 100. And this is the equation for that specific circle. All right, same thing for circle B. Where is the center of circle B? Good. And what's the radius of circle B? 10. Also 10. So then I just plug that information into my equation. I'm going to have x minus 4 squared plus y minus 20 squared equals 100. All right. Same thing for circle O. Circle O center is where? 0, 0. And the radius is where? Is what? 12. All right, so I'm going to have x minus 0 squared and y minus 0 squared equals 144. Now, because these two terms with our x and y, our h and k, were zeros, you don't have to put minus 0. So typically, because these are zeros, you would see it written as x squared plus y squared equals the 144, because we don't need to have the minus 0. Okay, so now that we know how to come up with the equation by looking at its graph, now we're going to graph some based on the given equation. Okay, so if this is the equation, where is my center? 3, 2. Remember, it's minus because of the formula. So 3, 2 is my center. Okay, and over here we have a 9, so what was our radius? 3, right, the square root of that number. All right, so if I was to graph this, I come over here and I put my center at 3, 2, and then I need to plot points that are a radius of 3 away. So I'm going to go to the left and right and up and down. And then I'll just connect those points. Okay, once you have that graph, flip it over onto the back and do another one. All right, this next one says the equation is x plus 4 and y minus 1. So what's the equation of, what's the center of this equation? Right, good. And what's the radius? 5. So I start by plotting my center point at -4, +1, and then I'm going to go left, right, up, and down from my center 5. Okay, for that third equation there, what is my center point?
5,
0. Good. And what's the radius of that one? 6. So I plot my center at 5, 0, and I go 6 in each direction. So that puts this point 1 off your graph, but that's okay. All right. Okay, it then says you're going to write the standard equation of the circle from the given information. So I'm going to give you the information for the first column, and then I want you to fill in the second column. So we're going to have the center for this one is 4, 7, radius of 5. This one, the center is -3, 8, and the radius is 6.2. And then for the next one, the center is going to be at 2, -9. And the radius is square root of 11. For this one, we're going to have the center at 0, 6. The radius is square root of 7. And then for this last one, it's going to be a center at negative 1.9, 8.7, and the radius will be 3. So I'll give you a second to fill in the equations over there to the side. For that first center and radius, what did you guys put over here?
X minus 4 squared
Uh-huh.
plus y minus 7 squared.
Good. Very good. All right, somebody else give me the next equation.
X plus 3 squared plus y minus 8 squared
Good.
equals 38.44.
Very good. All right, somebody else give me the next one.
X minus 2 squared plus y plus 9 squared equals y.
Good. All right, somebody different for the next equation.
X minus 3 squared
Uh-huh.
plus y minus 6 squared.
Good. Good. All right, and somebody else for the last one. Yes, Brian.
X plus 19 squared. What'd you plus y?
So it was 1.9, but yes. No, you're good. Uh-huh.
It is 2
Go on from there.
plus y minus 87 or 8.7.
Yes, 8.7. Very good. Perfect. Very good job.
On that one, you said the radius.
Okay. All right. This next one says, write the standard equation of the circle given the center and 1 point. Okay, so this time I'm going to give you that the center is at 3, 6, and that there is another point on your circle at 7, 9. Okay, so we know we're going to use the center as our h and k. So what do we still need to be able to write the full equation?
The radius.
The radius. Yes, very good. And we said that in order to figure out what the radius is, we need to know the distance from this point to that point, right? So you use the distance formula to come up with that. So our distance formula to find the radius would be the square root of x2 minus x1. We'll make these our 2's. These are 2's over here, and we'll make the center our 1's. So what's x2 minus x1 going to be? Good. Squared. Plus, what's y2 minus y1 going to be?
9 minus 6.
Very good. Squared. And then we'll just simplify, right? So what is 7 minus 3? 4. And what's 4 squared? Okay, so this little part is 16. Plus, what's 9 minus 6? 3. And what's 3 squared? 9. And what is 9 plus 16? 25. So I have the square root of 25, which is 5. All right, so now I know my radius is 5. Okay, so I found the radius. They gave me HK. So that means that the equation of my circle is going to be what?
X minus 3 squared
Uh-huh.
plus y minus 6 squared
Good.
equals 25.
Very good. Okay, so using that equation that we just came up with, that x minus 3 squared, y minus 6 squared equals 25, we're going to use that equation to help us answer this question. Which point is not on the circle? Well, as we know, the center is at 3, 6, and we said the radius was 5, right? Okay, so I need to figure out which one of these is not on the circle. So how would I figure that out? What would we do? Yes, plug the points into distance formula. And if they don't give us a radius of 5, clearly it's not on our circle, right? Okay? So these are all going to be your x2's, y2's, while your 3, 1 is your x1, y1. All right, so for this first one, what is my x2 minus x1 going to be? 7 minus 3, very good. Squared plus what's y2 minus y1 going to be? Very good. All right. Which is the point that we just did, right? We already solved this one, and do we get a radius of 5? Yeah. Okay, so this one is on the circle. We're good there. All right, now we're going to check this next one. So for this one, my x2 is negative 1 minus my x1 is negative 3 squared plus my y2 minus y1 squared. So what is negative 1 minus 3? Negative 4. And what's negative 4 squared?
16.
Positive 16. Okay. All right, and what's 3 minus 6? Negative 3. And negative 3 squared? 9. And 16 plus 9, again, is 25. And the square root of 25 is... Okay, so it looks like it's probably going to be this last one. So let's prove it. So my x2 is negative 2 minus x1 squared plus y2, which is 8, minus y1 squared. So what is negative 2 minus 3? Negative 5. And what's negative 5 squared? 25. And what's 8 minus 6? 2, and 2 squared is 4. And 25 plus 4 is 29. And is the square root of 29 5? No. So this would be the point not on our circle. Okay? So, since point C is not 5 units from the center, then we know that the point negative 2, 8 is not on the circle.